Hello again guys and welcome back to the channel. At the time of filming this video, it's currently January 9th, which means there's a few days left in the giveaway that I'm participating in with a bunch of other channels. I'll go ahead and put a link to that down below if you're interested. It does end on January 12th though, and the winners are going to be announced on the 13th, so you might want to jump in. If you're seeing this video beyond that date, and there's a good chance that you are, sorry, be on the lookout. There will be more giveaways coming in the future. But in the video where I talked about the giveaway, I never even mentioned the product that I was going to be giving away, contributing to the giveaway. And so I thought today what I'd do is go ahead and show the product to you. It's right here in front of me. This is the Moto E4 Plus, and it's been a few years since I've gotten hands-on with a Moto E, and I've never gotten hands-on with an E Plus. So I thought I'd go ahead and open it up, take a look at it. I'm not going to put my own SIM in it or anything, but we'll just take a look at the software, maybe get some sample images and video off of it. Then I will wipe it out, put it back in the box, so it'll technically still be a new phone whenever I do give it away. And the person can always come back and point to this video and say, look, someone made a video about my phone or something. So anyway, the Moto E4 Plus, if you are not familiar with it, this is actually currently available on Amazon for $99 if you will take the Prime exclusive with offers and ads version, which is actually what this is. Regular price I think is 180 bucks. I picked it up for more than $100, so the fact that it is on sale right now is a little disappointing, but also pretty cool for you guys. Here on the back of the box you can see all sorts of specs, a 5.5-inch HD display, a whopping 5,000 milliamp hour battery, a splash-proof coating, so not quite waterproof, but somewhat water resistant. I'm not going to test that today. It has a fingerprint reader, it can do rapid charging, it says better low light selfies, and a 13 megapixel rear facing camera. But let's go ahead and open this box and take a look at it. So here on top is the phone with all of those things we mentioned before, 13 megapixel and 5 megapixel cameras. It has a quad-core processor, the Snapdragon 427, 2 gigs of RAM, 16 gigs of storage. The color is called iron gray, and I will say it definitely lives up to its name there. It has a lot of the same design cues as the Moto Z and Z Play, all those that have the Moto mods you can stick onto the back of them. What else is in the box though? You also get a USB charging brick, 5.2 volts at 2 amps, so not a rapid charger or anything, but faster than 5 volts at 1 amp, a full-size USB to micro USB charging cable, and of course some documentation, safety, and warranty information. That's actually about it. Now I am going to go ahead and peel this off, but I'll do my best to put it back on before I ship anything out. There you go. And actually just taking a look over at the Amazon listing, one of the really cool things about this phone, it's not overly impressive in terms of most of its specs, but it says that this is unlocked, it's compatible with AT&T, Sprint, T-Mobile, Verizon. So basically the grand majority of carriers here in the US it'll work with no problem. And I think it also works with international carriers, so good stuff there. Now taking a look around the phone itself, you have that 5.5-inch HD display on the front-facing 5 megapixel camera, what looks like an LED flash, the fingerprint scanner here at the bottom, micro USB port on the very bottom with the microphone, 3.5mm headphone jack on the top, power button and volume rocker here on the side. The power button does have a little texture to it, and then the 13 megapixel rear facing camera with LED flash. And it looks like to open the back, you would think that this section would open, but I notice there's a little bit of a notch here at the bottom right, so you should be able to just kind of stick a thumb in here and kind of pop it apart. There we go. There it comes. So here on the inside, there's a SIM card slot and a micro SD card slot. The battery is not removable. As you can see, warning, do not remove. And since I'm not gonna put a SIM or a micro SD in here at the moment, I'm just gonna close it right back up. And then we'll just hold the button, turn it on, see what it looks like. So there is your startup screen powered by Android with the Moto logo.
Hello, Moto.
That's a nice startup animation. And we're ready to go through the setup process. We'll set up as a new device. I don't want to copy anything over. Get on my Wi-Fi. And once it connects, it's asking about Moto settings. And now it's checking for updates. And now it's asking me to sign into a Google account. Since I'm not going to be keeping this phone, I'm going to say skip. Skip. And we'll go ahead and give it a name. Add a fingerprint just so I can see how good this is. We set up a lock screen pattern. And now we'll do the fingerprint sensor. So let's see. Takes a lot of tries, but it seems to be pretty fast. We'll see how that works. And we're all set. Adding the finishing touches. It's got Amazon account settings, which it says we can skip signing in for now. And there you have it. There's the default screen. Of course, you're gonna have lots and lots of Amazon apps here on the main screen. It says you're signed out. Got some Motorola apps as well. And of course, this does have the Google launcher on it, although it's not really showing anything. If we swipe up, you can see all the apps that are installed. And there's not a whole lot of them. It's actually pretty straightforward. Lots of Amazon things, lots of Google things, and that's about it. I'm actually really curious to see how the camera does. It asked me if I wanted to use location. I turned that off. It says quick capture. Double tap the power button to open the camera. QR and barcode scanning. And so here's a very quick test video from the rear-facing camera of the Motorola E4 Plus. I did a little teeny tiny sample earlier, and it says it is 1080p video. And actually there it is. If you swipe over from the left-hand side, you come down here to video, it says video size, 1080p 30, 720p 30, and 480p 30 are the other options. And if I flip it around to the front-facing, 1080p 30, we've got the exact same settings here. So this is a sample video from the front-facing camera on the Motorola E4 Plus. Actually, just looking at it here on the screen, it doesn't look all that bad. It looks like the shutter speed might be a little low. I'm in very, very bright lighting, so it shouldn't be. But there you go. There's a very quick indoor sample. We'll go outside and do some other stuff in other parts of the house and outdoors and whatnot. And now I thought we'd take a quick walk through the house, just seeing different lighting scenarios, and then step out onto the back deck where you can see what this video is going to look like in daylight. So I'm currently in my office. We don't have any lights on in here, so it's kind of dimly lit. We can walk into the dining room where, again, it's very dim. We don't leave a whole lot of lights on in the house normally, but this is what the room looks like. You can see the shutter speed does definitely drop in low light. And then we'll put it in a harsher scenario. You've got a lot of backlight here and nothing in the front. And walk into a dimly lit room. From what I've seen, in low light, this thing gets really grainy. The shutter speed drops a lot, but that is to be expected. And just taking a look around the room, it's very hard to see in here, but you can still make things out. And now going out back, we do have a little bit of a breeze blowing. We've got some background noise, so this should give you a little bit of an idea as to what it will be like outdoors in some wind, with lots of noise, with lots of... This is what it will be like in everyday scenarios, pretty much. And that's what it looks like just looking out. Sort of hard to see the screen because the sun's kind of right in my eye, but it doesn't look all that bad. Maybe a little bit jumpy. And the thing to keep in mind there, it is going to be a little bit jumpy in this video because everything else is 1080p 60, so sorry about that. The other thing I found really cool about the camera on this is it does have a manual mode, a mode where you can set the ISO, the exposure compensation, the white balance, even manual focus with it, but that doesn't work in video mode. But still, it's a nice feature to see on a phone like this. And I guess the last thing to look at, let's just look at the software version. So we can swipe down from the top, hit the settings button, go all the way down to the bottom. You can see About Phone, Android 7.1.1. If we go ahead and tap on that a bunch, there's your nougat Easter egg. There's your cat. And it looks like this does have the Google Assistant pre-installed and enabled, because when I hit that too long, it says sign in to make the assistant yours. I'm not going to be doing that because I just don't want to sign in to Google on this phone, but it is nice to have that available. Let's also try the Fingerprint Unlock. It says enter pattern to enable fingerprint. And here you can kind of see one of the Amazon lock screens. And when I hit that, it unlocks super, super fast. So let's hit it again. Takes you to the lock screen and says scan again, swipe up. So that's going to be a little obnoxious, but this fingerprint scanning does seem to work. It's just you have to do it twice to get past that lock screen. Technically, you can pay to disable those Amazon ads on the lock screen, but for the money that you save to be able to get a cheaper device, it's really not all that big a deal. And technically, I guess you could just disable that entirely and just do swipe to unlock, but it is nice to have that fingerprint scanner. It's nice to know that that's an option. So I think that's where this video is going to wrap up for today. All in all, for the price point, it's amazing to see what you can get for less than $100 these days. The camera may not be the best thing in the world. The phone may not be the fastest thing in the world. Obviously, I didn't test it out with any intensive apps or any apps really. Just wanted to show you what you could get and what I'm going to be giving away. So if you would like to win one of these for yourself, and it's before January 12th, head to the first link in the description for the giveaway. If you want to buy one of these right now, like I said, $99 for the one with Amazon ads over on Amazon. Not a bad price. So see the second link in the description to go check that one out. But thank you guys as always for watching. Hit the thumbs up if you liked it, subscribe to receive more, and I'll see you again next time.